Tori here with another December daily video. Today I am working on day 15 and it's a fun layout that I'm doing in my 2018 and 2019 one. And I'm happy with the way it turned out, so I'm excited to share it with you. I hope you guys have been enjoying that I've been cracking these December daily videos out the last couple of days. My hope is to try to get them done as soon as possible. I'm almost done making the album. I'm on like day 23, but I just haven't done all the process videos for you guys. And I have a 4-day weekend, so I am going to get as much done as I possibly can. But anyways, back to today's layout. I'm starting with last year's album. So as you saw, I had this photo collage that I had made of 8 photos. And I used the Pick Stitch app for that, by the way, because sometimes I get people who ask, how do I do the photo collages? So Pick Stitch. And then I also have this 2x3 photo of my brother sitting in a chair with his coffee. So I kind of went through, and I know I wanted to use some Project Life cards for journaling. And then I also wanted to use some of the embellishments from the Feed Your Crafts and Brandy Kincaid collab. So I was kind of just looking through and trying to figure out how I wanted to do this. I had these like Thanksgiving cards. One said gather together and give thanks, and the other one said happy Friendsgiving. And I like totally recognize that this is like a office Christmas party, not a Thanksgiving party. But I just felt like the sentiments really went with what I wanted to say, so I decided to use them anyways. And those 2 cards, the Gather Together and Give Thanks and the Happy Friendsgiving, are from Ali Edwards. And then the yellowy mustard colored card there that says Small Joys, that one is, I want to say Brandy Kincaid and Feed Your Crafts, but I'm not like 100% sure about that, so don't quote me on that. So I really wanted to keep those 8 photos together, but I just felt like it was too blocky. So I decided to cut them into 2 and make almost like photo strip collages. And then I thought it would be fun to make a little collage of presents there in the bottom corner as well, because I'm documenting the gift exchange that we did in the office, and so I thought it would be fun to use those presents. I played a little bit around with where I wanted to put that second strip, whether I wanted it on the same page or a different page. In the end, I've kind of end up overlapping the 2 photo strip collages on that same wood grain paper, and then adding my presents and some journaling all around that, as you can see. So I'm just trimming it down a little bit because there was a little extra white now that I had cut them in half, and I wanted it to be a little bit more even. I probably could have used a trimmer to make it perfect, but like I just feel like this whole junk journal has kind of a handmade feel to it, and I kind of love that. So I was totally okay with it not being like perfect, if that makes sense. So I lined those photo strips and those little presents up where I kind of wanted them to go, and in the end this is pretty much the layout that I go with. And then I'm going to do journaling around that, and then add some other little embellishments and things along with that. I had this vintage paper from a Christmas book that said laughing all the way, which I thought was really cute and kind of worked really well with this like silly photo of my brother sitting in the chair with his coffee. So I'm going to stick the photo of him there. And then the other Project Life cards where I want to do some journaling will go on the next 2 pages. I'm just kind of going with what's there and making it work. So while I adhere those photos, why don't I just read my journaling to you? So it just says, today we had our annual Plan to Protect Christmas office party. Miriam hosted the potluck lunch, and we even did a Secret Santa. Very pregnant Carly wasn't able to join as she was feeling sick, but it was fun to have everyone else. And then I also, above this, will add a little thing that says in this photo and then the names of all the people in the photo. I don't always do that. Like, I don't always list the names of every single person in the photo, but I just know because I'm scrapbooking this a year after, like a year and a bit after it actually happens. Some of those people um, are no longer at the office anymore because they've moved on or they were let go or they got pregnant and are on mat leave, and just things change a lot. Somebody else is on long term disability. So I thought, I wonder if like 10 years from now I'm going to remember who all the people in these photos are. And I don't think I will, which is really sad and weird and crazy to think about because, yeah, I don't know. So I decided to list the people in the photos. I don't do that all the time, but maybe I should do it more often. I really wanted to include that small joys, kind of like a title for this page, but it didn't really fit because there wasn't space for a 3x4 on this page. So I grabbed some scissors and did some fussy cutting around it, and then I will adhere that next to those photo strips. I also felt like it kind of balanced out the yellow. Yellow is one of those colors that takes up like a lot of, what's the word for it? It's like the first thing your eye goes to. So like balancing out the yellow to me was a good idea. I thought having that yellow present on one side and then the small joys on the other would work really well for this. So I'm going to end up sticking that to the side, and it kind of balances out the die cuts too. So it balances out the yellows, balances out the die cuts, and then what I'll do is I'll add my journaling. I was trying to remember what date I was journaling so I could stamp it with my roller date stamp. So I grabbed that and I stamped that just underneath the photo there. And then I'm going to do my journaling next to all of that. And the journaling is what I already read you about those photos. Oh, I also added my puffy sticker number. As you've been seeing in this album, I've been using one of those every single day. And I ended up just sticking those kind of in the spot beside those photo strips. And then I'm also going to adhere down the photo of my brother Josh, who I work with. And I did add some journaling on there, but it just says Josh was pretty happy in his giant cozy lounge chair. It just made me laugh. And then the 2 Project Life cards, I'm going to adhere on that like next 2 pages. I don't know, do you call that a spread? I debated about that Happy Friendsgiving one, but I in the end decided to do it anyways because it says Happy Friendsgiving. Super thankful for this crew, and I just felt like that fit with what I wanted to talk about on this layout. So I'm going to adhere that down too. And I really wanted to use that little red bow die cut that came from Feature Crafts and Brandy Kincaid. So I ended up sticking that on there too. Just at the top, and I love the way that it looks. I just think it's super cute. I had grabbed out some other bows and another Christmas present that I thought I might use. I don't end up using those, so I'll end up just putting those away. And all that's left, I think, is to do my journaling. Oh, and I also added some tiny word phrase stickers underneath the photo of Josh. I have these Tim Holtz Snarky Talk ones, which I felt like worked really well. So I'm going to use a bunch of those. They just say, I plan my whole day around the possibility of a nap. I wish more people were fluent in silence. Forecast for today, unproductive with a chance of a nap. I just thought it worked really well. We're at this like office Christmas party, and Miriam, who hosted, had these like giant lounge chairs, and Josh just sat down and like closed his eyes and had his coffee or hot chocolate and was just like so happy. He probably totally could have had a nap in that moment if we would have let him and stopped talking to him. So I just thought those snarky talk sentiments worked really well with that. And then in terms of journaling, I just did messy lines like I've done on some other days, added those, and then I added my journaling around there. I added a little arrow, and then my journaling on the journaling cards just talks about how I'm so thankful to gather together with this crew and give thanks for the year. Thanks for all the hard work and everything that they've done. And I love my coworkers so very much. They're like friends and family. And again, I just did those messy lines that I've been doing for the journaling, and I kind of love it. It goes with that handmade feel that I was wanting to go with in these junk journals. And then that's it for this 2018 album. And I'm going to move on to my 2019 album. I have 3 photos for today. One of Yukon, the dog that I was dog sitting, and then 2 of my walk. I also had this die cut that I had cut out a while ago and had just been sitting next to my desk. It's of like a tree. I can't remember what kind of tree it is, but they grow here in Kenya where I live, and so I felt like it fit well with this page that I wanted to do. I wanted some more color on this page. Like, as you can see, there's that glassine bag from the day before where you can see the journaling through. Then there's a white doily, and then that white and green striped paper, and it just felt very blah and bland. So I'm going to end up using some 6x6 papers to make this work. I grabbed a couple of snow and cocoa ones, this brown polka dot one, and then that blue snowflake one. So I cut the brown polka dot one so that it would cover the glassine bag and fit the tree. And then I grabbed the blue snowflake one and I made it slightly larger than 3x4. I knew that I wanted to use this 3x4 card that said rest looks like this right now, and I wanted it to kind of have that blue mat under it. So I think I cut it by 3.5 by 4.5. And then what I'm going to do first is adhere my die cut tree, and I believe I found that tree in the Silhouette store. I might be wrong, but I think I did. Otherwise, I found a free image online and turned it into a die cut. But I really wanted like an African looking tree. And then I decided that I would stamp my date on there. And I stamped January 14th, 2019. This is supposed to be the 15th. But I don't think I did them in the right order. Now I'm confused. Oh man, I should have thought of this before I made the video. But I believe I'm scrapbooking the 14th. What am I talking about? Why am I thinking it's the 15th? Probably because I called this video the 15th. I'll have to go back and fix that. Sorry guys, that's my random thought for the day. And then I decided to add one photo, which was like a photo I had taken on my morning walk, to that front of that rest looks like this. And then I was kind of looking at the other pages and deciding what I wanted to do. And what I end up doing is adhering that rest die cut onto the doily and the green paper and kind of adhering all 3 of those together, and it makes like a pocket. And I knew that I wanted to do some additional journaling and to add some of those extra photos that I had. So I'm going to create a set of 3 tags that can go into that pocket, and I can do my journaling on those, and I can add my photos, and it'll be perfect. So I just went through a pile of like scraps that I had next to my desk for those, so that I could grab my journaling and write them on there. And then I'm going to trim them all down so that they'll fit. I believe I made them all the same. No, I made them slightly different sizes, and that's okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off the ends of those to make kind of like a tag shape. And I just used the little piece that I cut off to measure how big the piece was that I should cut off on the other side. So while I'm working on that, why don't I read my journaling to you? And then you can kind of watch me work and I'll explain anything else if I miss it. So it just says, today was a day for rest, a day of chilling at home and spending time with Yukon, going on walks. It's been raining nonstop, but today was so beautiful, it was perfect. So that's what I journaled on the rest card. And then on the tags, I adhered the photos, and then I did a little bit of journaling on there too. So I'm resting and finding joy in the little things, being thankful for little things like cozy shoes, warm fires, cuddling dogs, and sunlit walks. Thankful I made it here and I'm in my new home. I spent the day reading, working, and watching Netflix. I'm in between that, Yukon and I went on 3 walks, which I must say I really enjoyed. I'm glad I have Yukon with me. It feels so weird for rest when I haven't been really working very much since I got here. But I'm staying thankful, trusting God knows what I need more than I know, and that it will get busy soon. So for now, I'm resting. So for those of you who've kind of been following my Kenya story, which I've been posting a little bit on Instagram and stuff, I got to Kenya. October 10th. I was at training, Africa-based training for 3.5 weeks. And then I came to RVA and there was only 3 weeks left in term 1. And I asked for things to do, but everybody was so busy, so I kind of just like set up my house and waited. And then it was December, and in December all the students leave campus and it's vacation time for everybody. So basically the first month and a half of me being at RVA, there wasn't really anything for me to do but rest, which was really hard for me. But I'm just waiting it out because honestly, now that January and February is here, I can tell you life is busy. So I'm very thankful for that rest. Anyways, those are those. And then on the pink tab, or what do you call it, tag, I adhered this joy, joy, joy tag. And then I also adhered my photos to a couple of those tags and used some of those snarky talks phrase stickers. So on one I put, I'd like to announce I have no idea what I'm doing. And then on the other one it says, not only does my mind wander, sometimes it walks off completely. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. And then on the joy, joy, joy tag, which I adhered to the pink one with some pink yarn, it just says look on the bright side. So I have those 3 tags and I'm going to stick them in my little pocket, and then that's pretty much it for my day 14 in my 2019 album. I hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed this video. Sorry for all of my confusion. I hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you soon. Bye!
Magic is falling straight from the sky, covering everything glistening white. Jack Frost is finally